Okay, gang, after making it about halfway through our article summaries, it seems like one of the underlying questions that we have or that we keep coming back to is climate change. And so when we look at climate change and we start thinking about where we're going with our Living Wax Museum, my thought was with this second article that we would start to look at why climate change? What's going on? What are we doing in our world that is causing us to have severe weathers, sinking land masses, some of those things that you found in your articles. So when we kind of hone in on that and we look at that, that's the direction that I think we need to go. So the other thing about that is that that's going to push us right into our Living Wax Museum quite nicely. So let's start with the directions for your second article. The second article, I think, needs to be about climate change, and we want to know the whys. Let's try and look at some of the scientific articles that are out there. What's causing climate change? Why are we having these things? What are the leading theories as far as climate change goes? And so then once we get that figured out, then we'll start looking at the whys. And I have a feeling that's going to push us right into the Industrial Revolution and our Living Wax Museum. So this will be posted on Google Classroom. What I need you to do is I need you to look through some of the founding members. Ms. Whitener has gone through and given us some information on the founding members. I'd like for you to just peruse the founding members of Kearney, some key people that are buried in the cemetery, pictures of their tombstones. And so what we're looking to do then is we're looking to put together a narrative on each one of these folks based on our research over the next month, and then present this to the general public. So in my mind, obviously, we're imagining getting in costume. We're imagining delivering a 2 to 3 minute story about this person with a fun anecdote. What we want to do then is we want to make sure that we have folks that we can report on. So we got several key members. And you just need to start looking through and seeing which ones you might be interested in doing. Also attached to your assignment is this article from BBC News. It's a basic, what is climate change? What I'd like to do with it is get you started. So part of your assignment is to read and or watch. So there's 3 videos kind of sprinkled in here. What is climate change? There are also links to go to, so like the 5 things that the 1.5 degrees Celsius report taught us. You can also roll into some of these items. So anything that has a finger on it, if you want to click on it, I'd stay away from the mess over here on the side. And then the basic idea is that we just kind of develop a sense of what is causing these problems that you guys are finding articles about. What are we so concerned about? What are some of the solutions? And then the main thing, like we talked about before, is go to the why. So why are these things occurring? Why, from our history, our world history class, have we gone down this road? And then, like I said, I think that's going to push us into our next unit of study, and then right into our wax museum, which we will talk about tomorrow when you roll in a little bit more detail. And tomorrow in class, you'll have the opportunity to go through the wax museum research in the library. So we'll meet down in the library, or computer lab to be determined. I got to check with Ms. Whitener on that. And we will start our research on the founders. So here are some others. What I'd like for you to do on your article is find 2 more articles that either support what we're reading from the BBC or dispute what we're reading from the BBC. So it doesn't really matter what your stance is. We're looking for articles that can support or dispute. And again, we're trying to find the why. And I think this article does a pretty solid job of finding the why, or helping us find the why. So if you have any questions about them, just jot them down. And like I said, watch this video and then use the article to get yourself started and familiarize yourself with the beginnings of the Wax Museum.